Oh, we're live. Holy crap. Guys, what's up? The rare risk-on signal flashing in the stock market right now, which could be good for your magic internet money. We're going to talk about that. We got stock charts. We got Bitcoin charts, Ethereum, Solana, Fartcoin to the moon. Welcome, everybody. I see you guys in the chat. I hope for all you Yankees out there, you guys had a good and stuffing turkey day. I love those holiday days where you just eat and then eat some more, and then grandma comes like, yeah, eat some more, you're skinny, I have some more food. All right, grandma. Ugh. Anyway, for the rest of the world, hope you had a good Thursday. We're gonna get into it, answer your questions second half of the stream. Let's go. So Scotty from Vietnam checking in. What's going on, man? Nice to see you. Let's go. So the S&P 500 is close to triggering a volatility thrust. He said thrust. The VIX is down over 20% in a week. A full-blown volatility thrust is one of the strongest risk-on signals in the market. Every time fear collapses this fast, the S&P 500 runs. This kind of move shows up right before the biggest rallies. Believe in the dream, guys. What is this? Meanwhile, in real world land, Chicago PMI print was 36 today. What? Kraken, I want to ask you about this. I know what this means. It's terrible. Chicago. Crazy stuff. In 25 years, by the way, 50 is the baseline for this. Just so you are aware. That's bad. Okay. The main PMI is like 49 right now for the entirety of the United States. The Chicago PMI is at 36. 36, man. In 25 years, it's only been this low twice, during COVID, during the 2008 financial crisis. A lot of the data right now is very interesting. Fascinating stuff. A lot of the data right now supports the thesis that actually America is exiting a bear market. Very interesting. Lark, yesterday you said no one is right all the time. Can you repeat that for my wife, Carrie? She's watching today. No. Mick. Misunderstood. Carrie is right all the time, okay? It doesn't apply to her. Carrie's right. Mick, come on. Keep it together, man. Stay in the game. Anyway, continuing serious stuff. It's very interesting. You see, obviously, the stock market's gone up. Obviously, the crypto market's done kind of okay, right? I mean, altcoins are pretty much screwed, but like Bitcoin, Ethereum, they've done kind of okay this year, right? But what if those were all just bear market rallies? The altcoins really showed the way that there has been no risk taking in the market, essentially. AI stocks went up, but that's because of the massive AI trade right now. But the actual real economy has been stuck because the rate's been too high for the housing market to move. The job market keeps getting weaker, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What if we're closer to the end of a recession, an unnamed recession, than to the beginning of one? Because all these numbers keep being the lowest since the worst times ever in history. Yeah. Continuing. SPX futures slightly in the green today. Not much to talk about there. S&P 500 did come up, of course, on Wednesday. There was no trading yesterday, but on Wednesday came up to right at this trend line. SPX bulls, you want to see that break out and start pushing up to new all-time highs here, okay? Some big stocks like Qualcomm came all the way back to retest the 200-day EMA. I feel like that's an opportunity. I think I'm going to buy some more Qualcomm. Obviously not financial advice for you guys, just the opinions of one dude playing with his money on the internet, okay? But I think I'll buy some more Qualcomm. I feel like the fact they're introducing chips to compete with NVIDIA is undervalued by the market currently. And I know Google came out and said, well, we're doing our own in-house chips. I mean, good for you, Google. And Warren, who top blasted it and made 10% on his money already. Buffett. Anyway. Lark, I've been listening to you for years through the new Pipe app, so I can listen to your videos at work too. Nice. Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll. Lark, I sold everything, and now I feel like I've done the wrong thing. I feel like I should re-enter the market, but worried about my tax bill. Oy. Gosh, I'm so glad I don't have to worry about taxes when I sell crypto anymore. Bye. Man, I know your exact position. I was just stuck in this nexus in years for New Zealand. Like anytime you feel like you want to breathe, the tax man's like, are you doing something over there? Maybe like take some of that money. Your gain is my gain. Your loss is your loss. Get fucked. Anyway, taxes, man, it's awesome. Look, it's a tough position to be in because now, of course, you have that tax bill, right? The things have been realized. You have the tax bill. You have it in front of you. So you have to deal with that. So look, not tax advice, obviously. I'm not your financial advisor, but perhaps something to consider is thinking about, well, okay, put your tax money aside. Hopefully, you know, it was not too big of a bill. Put your tax money aside. And then if you want to reinvest money after your taxes are taken care of. Okay. Because the last thing you want to do is for you to get it fucking wrong. Okay. You reinvest all the money. Say, you know what? It's going to go up. I'll be fine. It's fine. And then what? It goes down. And you're screwed again. Because now you owe all the tax money. Now you don't have any money to pay it because all your coins are in the gutter. Okay. Just FYI. Taxes, lulz. Taxes, I know. Anyway, Qualcomm. There you go. Some of the crowd favorites of just a few weeks ago, things like Irene Energy, looking very interesting currently. Now, you may say we essentially have a double top situation playing out here with a retest currently going on around here. If so, a test back down here, the 200-day around $30 is not off the cards, okay? The thing that would invalidate that would be retaking the 20 and 50-day EMAs here, starting to push up to new highs, okay? This has been a very popular stock for a while. These kind of crypto miners converting to data centers, very smart play. They make money in the Bitcoin. They make money on doing AI processing, okay? These guys have huge power agreements. There's a lot of great players in this. You have CIFR, CIFR, you have CleanSpark, you have... I think BitDeer, Iron. So a lot of interesting companies out there. Certainly wouldn't want to own all of them. It's a lot of risk. But I think some of these data center plays can be interesting risk stocks to take on play here. Tesla, by the way, man. Why didn't I buy more? You know, I cannot believe I bought Tesla like $220. Like right down here at the bottom, man, in April. It's like, I got some Tesla. Let's go. Should have bought more, Lark. You should have bought more Tesla. What were you thinking? Should have sold all your Avalanche and bought Tesla. Anyway, besides the point. Tesla's been doing fantastic this year. You see his uptrend right here. Okay. Wow, it has a 50% swing down. Just wild volatility in these stocks. Currently sitting right on the trend line here, trying to retake the 50 and 20-day EMAs, potentially starting for an uptrend. MACD curling to the upside, RSI breaking out here as well. Potentially a trade on here for Tesla at the moment. Damn, I do not own enough of this stock. I really don't. I need to buy more of this shit. I mean, don't fade Elon one. The cars are amazing. I've owned 3 Teslas. They've all been fucking awesome. And the robots, man. The robots. Have you seen the robots? Now, look, I know there's some smaller cap Chinese plays like XPeng that you can buy for liquid market robot exposure. I think stuff like what Figure AI is doing looks really good, but that's pre-market. It's like $40 billion or something pre-market already, which feels like pretty damn steep. Price to perfection already, and they don't have a warehouse, man. Tesla, though, yeah, it is over $1 trillion stock. I get that. I understand that. But it's Elon, man. Didn't he just get a deal that if he can get the market cap to $10 trillion, he gets $1 trillion? You think this man's not going to work his ass off to make that happen? That's Mars money, baby. That's Mars money. Let's build a city on Mars money. That's what that is. Still no trade open here on Bitcoin. We'll see. Getting close to 20-day EMAs. I think we'll start getting interesting here for potential trade setups in the next couple of days, potentially over the weekend. If we get breakouts on these 20-day EMAs, I think that's going to be the signal for me to put some longs in. If we reject it, of course, there'll be signal to put in some shorts, even if we don't like doing it. Okay. If you want to join trading over on Unix, current deal ends in just a couple of days, guys. Of course, you can long rip short the dips able to anyone, anywhere is a global cryptocurrency exchange. You can sign up. You can start trading all your favorite coins with deep liquidity. Check out these insane bonuses. $1,000 deposited, $200 back, 2,400, 5,700. In fact, that's insane whale. Look at these whale bonuses, man. You put in 50K, they're going to get $5,000 back, man. Who does that? That's crazy. 100K, $10,000. $10,000 futures bonuses, man. These are crazy cash back deals. Link down below where you can get signed up. A limited time offer, only a few more days going for it. Go check it out. So today is OpX expiry day. $15.4 billion in Bitcoin, Ethereum options expire. we could have a little bit of volatility coming in from that. Just, swings either way. So keep that in mind as the options expire today. But then that clears the way for a move in the weekend. This is very interesting. Crypto Banter posted this. Did MrBeast listen to Saylor back on the 5th of October? MrBeast just filed a trademark to launch a Bitcoin-focused banking app. Now, look, you don't have to be a MrBeast fan, okay? I'm not a big fan of his videos. I understand why people watch his videos, okay? I do. They're very entertaining. It's not my kind of videos, but I get it. Now, MrBeast, whether you know it or not, he has been a Bitcoiner for a very, very long time. Okay. He's been in crypto for a very, very long time. He did all kinds of random altcoin investments and shit back in 21, but he's had a lot of Bitcoin for a while. There was that story he shared about, like, I don't know, some guys broke into his house and stole a bunch of shit, but they didn't steal like his laptop, which had like literally like the private key 24-word password taped on the piece of it. Just ridiculous. Anyway, but he's been in Bitcoin for a long time. So it's not a wild move for him to see pushing for his bank to be a Bitcoin bank. Now, with 500 million followers, MrBeast Bank, if he can convert even a few percentage points of those, goes from being nothing to one of the bigger banks in America almost overnight. Okay. Crazy stuff. The buyers are coming, guys. MrBeast's got to bring the extra liquidity. Let's go. Continuing. James Easton posted this, said, FYI, we dipped below the 50-week moving average in 2020 and stayed below over 7 weeks. Now, this was the COVID crash, just FYI. But a lot of the indicators right now are saying we are back to the point of, COVID kind of lows for weekly RSI and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Keith, I know. I talk a lot. Kind of the downside of having a YouTube channel where you talk at the camera nonstop. Comment of the day. Anyway, this is very interesting. This is the propaganda the bears don't want you to see. Now, this was a COVID crash. To be fair, it was a very unique situation. What do we see recently? Well, we had the 1010 crash, which for crypto was a D-Day-like event. It was as bad as the COVID crash for some of these altcoins. They literally went to zero. Maybe, just maybe, crypto's oversold and things aren't actually as bad as the doomers make it out to be. Bitcoin census, the Bitfinex whale long ratio now flashing a buy signal on the weekly. To fade not the mega Bitfinex whales. Donnie, it's going to play out. It already is. Read it. This is in response to this posted on the 20th. So the entire down move in equities back March and April gave stocks hundreds of days of uninterrupted upside. It was a policy pivot from intentionally detoxing markets to running policy hot to support them behind the scenes. DXY and yields dropped and relieved liquidity conditions after their significant rally, which tightened conditions. The narrative that exaggerated the sell-off, tariffs, global trade meltdown, the result, extremely sharp reversal repositioning. This is almost identical right now. Bitcoin is corrected from extremely tight U.S. market liquidity. Government shutdown really fucked things up, just FYI. Something the Fed themselves now openly acknowledged, meaning QE-leaning policies becoming necessary. Again, another policy. But the fact anybody even from the Fed board is talking about QE, and they are, signals something very, very wrong in the system, okay? They understand the spice must flow. Without liquidity, everything falls to pieces. And that's the last thing they want. Tightness, recent TGA rebuild, almost 4 years of Fed QT to be relieved. The narrative exaggerating the sell-off, 4-year cycle top, OG's dumping, bull market is over. Also, suspicions of a large entity being forced seller from October 10th liquidation event. Some people say it was like GSR, one of the big market makers out of the US, but let's see. We don't know exactly who it was. Resulting expectations, extremely sharp reversal repositioning and further easing in 2026. Oh, man. Look at that. NASDAQ. So this is 2023 into the Trump crash, pushed higher. Now, what if Bitcoin's going to run the same playbook, man? Dare to believe in a dream until we lose, anyway, we're in pretty rough areas in charts right now, but that's pretty good. I like that. Some good hopium, man. Price on Bitcoin currently pushing back up towards the 20-day EMA. We do have a MACD breakout. We do have an RSI breakout, okay? These are momentum shifts that favor bullish momentum. Question is, with so much pain and fear in the market, there's going to be a lot of people who have ants in their pants and they want to get out of the market and they want to sell at the first sign of anything happening. A flaccid pump, says Quantum 5652. Flaccid. What a great word. What a great word. Anyway, yeah, problematically, where's the volume at on this move? Not super strong. That's where. Okay. So areas of rejection as we climb higher: 93,000, 100,000, 106,000. Key moving averages on the way up. Okay. When we get back over the 200-day, 106, then we can say, holy shit, we're back. Okay. Now the 50-week EMA is around $99,000 right now. Okay. What about Tether being downgraded? Are they still covered 1-to-1 after this BTC drop? I think not. Tether runs a pretty tight business. I don't know. I think them being downgraded is almost political than anything. They have too much Bitcoin exposure. You gotta understand, their Bitcoin and their gold, monstrous smog-like mountains of gold and Bitcoin they have, that has nothing to do with their product. I mean, they've been able to accumulate that because rates have been high and they have $1 billion+ of cash out in the market that they make money off of. Okay. They take the interest rates off that money, right? So that gold and Bitcoin just sits there. It's just their company stockpile of assets and wealth. It has nothing to do. It's not backing Tether. That shit doesn't back Tether. Tether's backed by US treasuries, short-term ones, 3-month ones. So that's how they can collect yield. And it's also why using Tether is incredibly low risk and has their gold and Bitcoin just doesn't matter at all. I mean, it's great for them. Don't get me wrong. It's great for the Tether guys, man. Holy shit. They're now the biggest non-central bank holder of gold in the world. It's crazy stuff, man. Anyway, Bitcoin's now got to climb the wall of worry. Okay. Either we rejected here and we go to Goblin Town and it's all over and the dirty bears and the 4-year cycle theorists were correct. Okay. Or the macro guys are right. And we have all these great macro setups going into 2026. We have QT ending. We have more rate cuts coming. We have the potential for QE to restart. We have a new Fed chair coming. We have all these things. And I know the labor market's weakening. There's definitely issues there. Don't get me wrong. Not everything's perfect. Okay. We have the ISM PMI nationally getting closer to a breakout. Okay. Stuff like this. What do you think of the bear cross on the MACD monthly? Nothing good. Nothing good, man. There are a lot of very, very problematic things in the charts right now. Okay. Monthly MACD bear cross. And that's bad shit. Every time that's happened, it's been the absolute final confirmation that a bear market is in. Okay. But the question to ask yourself is, in a cycle where almost everything else has not worked out to plan, does this also not work out to plan for the bears? Okay. 4-year cycle, people, momentum slowing down, all stuff. There's a very good case to be made on either side right now for the bulls and the bears. Like I've said, as long as we're below the 50-week EMA, we are in a bearish zone. Do you want to call this a mini bear market? Whatever you want to call it. Is it the big bear? That's what the real fear is. Everybody can deal with a mini bear market where we range sideways for a few months and then blast off. Ah, great, fine. If we go down for a year, oh man. Oh boy. I mean, yeah, sure. We're gonna buy some more Bitcoin, I guess, in November 2026. But in the meantime, I don't know. I am launching an app or something, man. I'm telling you. Lose my mind otherwise. Okay, continuing. Ethereum, pretty similar picture. Got up basically to the 20-day EMA, currently struggling to get above it. Okay, similar setups on here with the MACD, RSI. We're not going to go over that too much. So the good news is the 200-day EMA is not that far away. Okay, this thing's going up to $500, 15% or so. Solana actually was the only one of the 3 majors we're watching here that actually smashed into the 20-day EMA, currently getting rejected. Okay. That's the thing. This is the problem on the way back up. Yeah, we got massive sold, but now we have to deal with all these EMAs where we have the potential to get rejected and smashed back down, or slowly grind under there and then hopefully try to push through. So, now we're at these testing points. Okay. Let's say Solana as an example. If we get over that 20-day EMA, chances are it's going to run up to the next EMA. And not so long time frame. That's around $160. I could even see it retaking the 20, getting us back up to the 200, around $177. Maybe I'll have to put a trigger order in like 146 or something like that. Try and get the breakout. Anyway, fart coin, of course, the old new paradigm money. Old fart. What they say about old farts, they just think even worse, man. Anyway, this thing has been trying to break out here, which feels like an interesting risk indicator in the market. See, covered Cardano. Yeah, we have not. We don't do trash on Cardano every day, guys. Just most days. Anyway, Cardano. If fart coin breaks out above about 37 cents, let's say approximately, I think that sets up for a pretty interesting run, at least back up to the 200-day here, which is around 67 cents. So that's a potentially interesting trade forming up there on fart coin if it can break out. So it's had some decent volume into this current move. Volume's falling off a bit as it's correcting here. So if you're a fart coin bull, 37 cents, that's the breakout you'll watch for to take profit around probably 67 or so. Hey, Chainlink bulls. Okay. I heard you yesterday, went and checked. We found the tweet. Chainlink reserve has accumulated 81,000 and some change. Link, the reserve now holds almost a million link, 884,000. Not bad. Not bad. Now, there are 1 billion tokens in circulation, so they've accumulated less than 1% of the supply. But that's progress. They're doing stuff, man. I think if they were to accumulate that much every week, they're taking off about 2 to 3% of the supply annually. It ain't bad. It ain't bad, man. So it's good to see happening. Solana, Chainlink currently here in this big falling wedge pattern. Top of it lines up basically with the 20-day EMA. A breakout there could see a significant move coming, at least probably up to the 200-day around $17. But the target actually officially on this being in sort of the mid-20 range. So let's see if the Chainlink bulls have got it in them to not have a flaccid breakout. Oh boy! And this guy Moritz brought up an interesting point here today as well. So obviously we've had these big sort of blockbuster, highly anticipated ICOs in the last few days. Monad. Came out and went up 100% from ICO price. So not bad. Mega ETH, it's coming out soon. People have been super excited about that. It's been mega hype for a really long time. But then you got Infinex here, which the guys behind Synthetics, they've launched this. And Synthetics has been one of those interesting platforms, very early to the DeFi stuff, very early to synthetic stable coins and all these sort of things, but never really became a big player in any of those sort of things. I mean, they did stuff, don't get me wrong, but like Synthetics never really took off in a massive way, not compared to what some other DeFi platforms have done. Does Fartcoin pay you per liter as a scale to decibels? Ha 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 ha. That's a good one. That's a good one. Anyway, so now they got a new product come out called Infinex. So this guy's pointing out it's got $161 million total value locked right now, but they want to sell you the governance token at $1 billion valuation. Man, is anybody else out here tired of all these $1 billion fucking valuations? I remember back when I was a young man, we used to have coins come out with vaguely reasonable valuations and people actually had a chance to fucking buy them and not just be continual exit liquidity for the VCs and the teams and their fucking insider buddies. Bring back the ICO that comes out with a $50 million market cap, man. Let people get in. Instead, we're going to launch it at $1 billion valuation. Man, that shit don't deserve $1 billion valuation. Get the fuck out of here. Nor does Monad deserve a $5 billion valuation or any of this other crap that's going on. Honestly, we need better ICOs. We need ICOs that actually give the regular person a chance to win. And we haven't had that. We haven't had that for a long time. And that's the frustrating part. We need actually regular people to get more of a chance to win on these ICOs, because this is the thing. In an absolute raging bull market where everything's just going up massively all the time, yeah, sure. Bring out your useless governance token at $1 billion valuation is probably going to 10x. But in these kind of market conditions, you need to give people a chance, man. And when you bring your ICO at a multi-billion dollar valuations, you're not giving anyone a chance except you, the team, to dump your tokens on the market and make shit tons of money. I'm not, saying that's what Infinex is going to do. It's not I'm just saying these valuations are redonkulous, man. And it's not helping people make money in these markets. Okay. Remember, you're not here to be a fucking charity. Okay. This is not charitable donating. When you buy somebody's ICO or newly listed token, you're doing it because you're a fucking investor and you want to make money. Okay. Yeah, Monad actually did good. Fair play to Monad. Even though it came out $2.5 billion valuation, it actually went up to $5 billion FTV. So you know what? Well played. Like I said, Monad. But here's the thing. Monad was probably one of the most hyped coins on the market in a while here. And it could only pull 100% off, but it pulled off 100% in these kind of market conditions. So, I mean, a win is a win. Don't get me wrong. Okay. A win is a win. But just, there's a lot of ICOs coming out and they're definitely not all equal. Let's put it that way. So it'd be nice to have a little more chance for people to get wins out of these ICOs, Anyway, let's do some questions here, guys. And let's see here. What are your thoughts on the neobank narrative? Well, I think the neobank narrative is very interesting. But honestly, in crypto, I got a wild news for you guys. Neobanks have been around for a while, and there's plenty of stocks that represent actual ownership in these fucking neobanks. The tokens you're going to get do not represent ownership of these banks. Okay. It's a way for, in many cases, these neobanks to raise money and to, not have to give anything back to the people who bought their token. The token becomes this kind of way for them to get a lot of money with very little risks. Put it that way. I missed that. I got a few $100 from Monad. Thanks, Monad. I got a few $100 from Monad. That was great. But yeah. Thoughts on Circle? Probably still overvalued, especially the rates going down. It's my opinion. Not buying it. Haven't bought it. I think next time there's a disgusting, horrific equity bear market on, Circle probably becomes a great buy at like $10 or something like that. Right now, Avicii is a great neobank. I'm not saying that, obviously there's cool stuff going on in crypto with the neobank stuff. And I appreciate the efforts. Don't get me wrong. I like EtherFi, who I am still pissed off at, by the way, for taking my eigenlayer points all the way back in the day. EtherFi. Anyway, EtherFi, they've got a great card. Avicii, they're doing stuff too. So it's not to say that neobanking and crypto is not going to do anything. I just think that like many of the things we try to make into crypto don't really need tokens. Like, yeah, crypto rails are great for your product. Why the fuck do you need a token? You don't. You're launching a token so that you can get shit tons of money. Yeah. Anyway, it's fine. I get it. It's all good, but just it is what it is. Have you been interested in midnight launch on Cardano? Nah, not really. Not really, to be honest. Like, it's kind of like a side chain for Cardano. Why not just run that text trade on Cardano? Why do we have to do all these games anyway? Neo was the Chinese Ethereum. Neo, man. Gosh, I remember that blockchain. It's interesting. Back in 2017. You guys are so spoiled these days. Okay. I would just like to point that out here. Back in 2017, shout out to anybody who ever used Ether Delta. Literally the worst imaginable decentralized exchange experience. Just goes to show you first movers are often not the ones who win long term. Anyway, Ethereum's user experience was pretty spottily bad back in 2017. Really, the only thing you do on Ethereum back in 2017 was ICOs, send money to somebody's address and they send you back tokens that you hope you can flip for more money, right? That was kind of the big thing. Neo came out. I feel like they had a pretty good pretty good blockchain experience overall, but they had this silly thing we had like stake Neo to get gas, and EOS went down an even worse route. You had to have like RAM and shit like this, and the EOS model was so stupid. I can't believe they took $4 billion for that. Anyway, Neo at least had some attempt at trying. So I remember my wife and I went to a conference in early 2018, just before everybody had given up on the market. And we saw Da Fei, the lead dev of Neo, and he was like it was like Brad Pitt was there or something. He's like, oh my God, it's Da Fei. Like, and now if you walk by and be like, who the fuck are you? This guy, you doing a blockchain back a while ago. That thing failed like shit. But, they made a good attempt at it. I think Neo had some interesting ideas, and they had some interesting early apps that then got recreated on other chains later on. But yeah. Larky, feeling the bull. I am burnt to a crisp, man. I'm like literally like gonna launch some faceless YouTube channels and launch some apps, man. Especially if we actually go into a bear market. I mean, we're gonna find out over the next few weeks how we react around the 50-week EMA here, okay? But gosh darn it, I need new hobbies. Anyway, any word on Jupe in the coming wet pre-sale? I imagine that's from Humidify. I imagine that's been postponed due to the horrific market conditions. So still, for better or worse, staking my Jupe coins. It's either going to be complete moronic idiot stuff in hindsight in a year or two, or genius. I'm pretty undecided on which it's going to be. We're going to find out. Who wants a Christmas miracle? Let's go. Ether Delta, barter decks. Oh yeah, gosh, we had some good ones back in the day, didn't we? If XRP hits 3 cents in a year, I'd cry. Oh my goodness. 3 cents. That'd be pretty crazy. Probably a great time to buy XRP if it goes down to that far, but gosh darn it. I mean, I don't see that happening. It'd have to be pretty bad. What's happening on Aster? You get CZ come out and say something bullish. I think he's saving his energy until the markets turn around personally. Do you sell large quantities of seed phrases of the seed 4K? I have no idea what kind of crazy shit you're talking about. Man, but F no, XRP. Look, at some point, you got to be an XRP buyer, man. If it gets down to 3 cents, I'm a buyer. Until then, it's not going to 3 cents, guys. Was the risk on signal Tom Lee's new hair? Oh, shit. Tom Lee's ready. He's ready. He's ready for the rally, guys. Oh, my God. BitConnect. So funny. I remember making a video in 2017 basically saying BitConnect's a giant Ponzi scheme and it's going to go to zero. And people were like, yeah, we know it's a Ponzi scheme, but it's currently going up. You should get on it too, Lark. I'm just like, oh, you fucking guys, don't you understand it's going to go to zero? And then like 6 weeks later, it went to zero. And everybody's like, how could this have happened? Lark, why didn't you warn us? It's like, I literally made an entire video about it. You guys all trolled me in the comment section of that video saying it's fine. Anyway, remember to drink Voss water. We got some Voss in over here. I drink a lot of Voss, actually. Drinking a Perrier right now. Actually, this one's empty. Got a new one. So a couple more minutes questions, and we'll finish up for today. Did you hear the Australian government's introducing digital assets bill to regulate crypto? Good. Maybe New Zealand will finally do something then, because basically New Zealand doesn't do anything until Big Brother Australia does. Great. They expect to generate over $1 billion in tax in regulation tax fees. Probably best home to Thailand. Probably. Basically, New Zealand has been one of the worst places for crypto. And Australia's probably right up there too. New Zealand basically just taxes crypto as income. So let's say you have a white collar job, make $180,000 a year. That's the cutoff limit for taxes. So then any crypto you sell over that will be taxed at 39%. Essentially. Now, if you make nothing and only live off your crypto, and maybe you'll pay lower percentages, but most people who have money to invest probably have a decent job in the first place and probably make 180,000 New Zealand, which is about 100,000 US. So anything over that's 39% tax. Spain just brought it in where crypto gets taxed at 47%. which is disgusting. Spain, man. What a beautiful, great country that's got the one of the worst tax policies in the world. 47% tax on crypto sales. I think 3% wealth tax. They have property. They have additional solidarity taxes. If your property's too expensive, you have to pay extra tax on top of that. Some of the highest income tax rates in the world. I just love Spain. Beautiful country, man. I really so nice. But that tax system just whacked. Where are you, Lark? Dubai. It's 3:30 in the afternoon here. Benefit over holding spot ETFs versus the actual asset. When you hold the actual asset, it kind of gives us more functionality on what you can or cannot do with it. But you have the security issue. That's probably the biggest issue when it comes to that. So if you hold, let's say, Ethereum, right? You can stake your Ethereum. I know they're bringing in staking for the ETFs now, so it changed it. But you can do all kinds of stuff in DeFi with it. You can, lend it out here, borrow stable coins, still earn staking income, use the stable coins to earn some extra yield over here. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it, right? Plus, when you own it on chain, you don't have to pay any fees to own it. When you have a spot ETF, you have to pay 0.1% a year of the total value in fees. So it's not a lot, but it adds up over 10 years or something like that. Bitcoin, same situation. There's a little less use for Bitcoin in terms of DeFi and stuff like that, but certainly that's an option. And of course, then you actually own your coins. If something ever happens to, BlackRock gets hacked somehow, or, they pull this thing where like they did with gold back in the 1920s, 1930s, where they're like, oh, hey, by the way, all your gold, that's our shit now. Sorry. And they confiscate everybody's gold. Could you see a situation where they say, hey, you know what? Strategic national interest. We got to confiscate everybody's Bitcoin. All those Bitcoin ETFs belong to us now. Be pretty dramatic. The price of Bitcoin would probably never recover from such an action, but not your keys, not your coins, right? That all being said, I've definitely thought, just for security purposes and peace of mind, moving at least some of my Bitcoin and maybe some of my other, Solana or Ethereum stuff as well into ETFs. Bitcoin, you can do in-kind deposits. So you just give BlackRock your Bitcoin, they'll create an ETF and put it in your account. Yeah, definitely thought about it. You get lots of OneCoin. Oh my gosh. Shout out to anybody who remembers OneCoin, man. That was a long time ago. Currently sucks in New Zealand for the taxes, Lark. It really does. It really does. So I love New Zealand, man. I think we're going to have to get like a... Oh man! So I launched a new faceless YouTube. I guess you guys know who's behind it, but it's called The End Game, and it posted up in the channel post chat area on the channel. You can see it anyway. But man, we got a killer video coming today for it. It's so good, man. It's crazy. Some of these things going on, like, it makes me think, like, gosh darn it, the AI apocalypse really could be coming, and I probably need to buy a house down in Queenstown. Rent it out of the holiday home until, the world collapses. And just, it's plan B. It's plan B in case, the worst happens. New Zealand's definitely a good place to be in that situation. We're probably having the dead cat bounce. Yeah, we're definitely a lot of the relief rally. Relief rally tends to be a sort of a dead cat bounce, the move that looks like it's going, but then it doesn't follow through. We have all these key areas of price resistance. We talked about those early in the video. Those are key things to watch out for. Do you like Dubai chocolate? Actually, funnily, believe it or not, I've not tried Dubai chocolate. I don't really like chocolate. I don't really like sweet stuff in general. I guess I need to try it just for the culture one of these days. Just milk chocolate. It's always been with milk chocolate. I hate milk chocolate, especially, man. Just not a fan. Too much sugar. His teeth are just going to hurt after that, aren't they? Anyway, I need to try it. My wife's tried it. She says she likes it. How do you like Dubai? Dubai is just the best, man. I love it. I love it. I'm a huge fan, man. Huge fan, man. Big fan of Dubai. There's so many good things going on here. Honestly, the level of services and the medical system, and look, I'm not saying other places in the world don't have good things going on too. Don't get me wrong. Like, New Zealand's definitely got a lot of great benefits in terms of like the clean air and the green and the quiet and all that stuff. Sure, fantastic. But simple stuff like the medical system in New Zealand's screwed right now, man. That's the thing. Like, all the nurses are going to Australia, and why wouldn't they? Because they make so much more money over there. So if you want to get help for your sick kid in 1 o'clock in the morning, you're basically screwed. You got to go to the ER room and wait for 12 hours. Not here in Dubai. A doctor will come to your door. Easy. Okay. I'm a big fan of Dubai. A lot of things like it. Of course, I feel like for the first time in the entirety of my crypto journey, I can just breathe, not being just choked by this tax insanity all the time. And especially just simple, the amount of extra money I paid in taxes in 2022 is disgusting. Just from like, oh, well, I'm just going to swap some ETH to some wrapped ETH to buy some fucking NFTs. Oh, are you now? Well, even though it's basically an in-kind situation, nope, different token. We're gonna count that as a taxable event. You now owe us all that ETH you bought at $200. Well, it's $3,000 now. Let's say, great. Pay us the $2,800 difference. Have fun buying your NFTs, asshole. Made it hard to do anything. Anyway, I am trolling you. Like every day, Keith. I figured, man. Don't worry. You're good. You're good. Make a separate YouTube channel for stocks. Maybe I should. Tried Dubai chocolate, almost gagged from the sugar. I just never been a sweets guy. You know, I know there's a lot of people who are like super into sweets. I'm not such a sweets guy though. Such a load of shit, Lark and his charts. I guess not everybody likes Dubai chocolate. I mean, look, I'm with you, man. I think it's too sweet for me, but you know, everybody's got their opinions on stuff, man. Is it true you can buy gold cheap in Dubai? Not really. No, I mean, look, you can buy gold in Dubai, sure, but gold's an international market with spot prices. You're not going to get like a 10% discount on gold in Dubai. And anybody telling you that's probably selling you fake gold. My wife just asked me, is Dubai more crypto? Dubai is so crypto, man. How about camel? Oh my gosh. You know, it's funny. Why not? Why not camel milk? Why not? That's funny. Where were we? We were driving around like, I swear it was Australia one time. No, was it? No, camel milk in Australia, I think as well, actually. But no, we were in Russia one time, and they had like horse milk in the local organic shop. It's like horse milk. The heck's drinking horse milk, man? What do you drink horse milk for? Oh my god. Dubai, no thanks, not for me, never in this lifetime. Have you been before? It's actually really great. But you know, hey, not for everybody. I always say, like, you know, some people are like, look, I know some guys, and you know some of those guys, you may be one of those guys. Just you gotta partake of the devil's grass every day. It's like your thing. It's, you know, how you get your relaxation in, it's how you feel your creativity, whatever it might be. You are not going to do well in Dubai if that is you and who you are. It's not the thing that's done here. Okay. Dubai is a place for certain people who do certain things. Let's go that way. You know, like, you know, if you were like a big party or something like that, it's not the right place for either. And not to say you can't find parties in Dubai. Don't get me wrong. But I found Dubai is just like wildly family friendly. It's nice being able to walk around the park at 7 or 8 o'clock at night and not have drunks all over the place or broken bottles all over the place and shit like that. It's actually quite refreshing compared to New Zealand. Anyway, Dubai is just sand. No, not really. Dubai is actually a lot greener than you think. A lot of big parks and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's the desert. You know, it's a desert country. Don't get me wrong, but it's a lot greener than people think. Can you speak Arabic? Just a few words. My son speaks pretty good Arabic, though. He's doing 10 hours a week at school. It's pretty crazy. Do you really? From crypto to Dubai promo video. Well, you guys keep asking questions about it, you know. Anyway, do you really pay 0% tax? There's a 0% income tax and 0% capital gains tax. So if you make money from your job, you pay no tax. If you sell your crypto, you pay no tax. Okay, we will pay higher rents, just FYI. That being said, there is a business tax. So my business pays tax, right? And that's 9%, which is still 75% lower than it was back in New Zealand. So, you know, it's okay. Anyway, I guess we're done. You guys are just asking about Dubai now. So I guess it's time we should get off the stream here. You guys go and enjoy your weekend. Have a good time. I'll see you back Monday for the next stream. Peace.